So we're here at the 2014 Fletcher Doctoral Conference talking to some PhD students about their research, and we have Prashanth here. So Prashanth, where are you from, and what's your research focus in the PhD program?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Malaysia. That's where I was born. I also lived in Singapore and the Philippines, so traveled quite a bit when I was growing up, and then came to the United States for high school. And after a few years, after I graduated, working at a think tank called the Project 2049 Institute, and also with CSIS, I decided to come to Fletcher to study more about Southeast Asia and U.S. foreign policy. And that's where I sort of decided to come because Fletcher has a really good reputation covering both Southeast Asia and also U.S. Security issues and international business.
Oh, great, great. So the upcoming inauguration of the Indonesian president has been in the news recently. So how does that relate to your research, and why is it important?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a really momentous occasion for Indonesia because it's the first time they've inaugurated a president. They're going to inaugurate a president that's outside the Jakarta elite. And Indonesia itself is, it's the fourth largest country in the world, third largest democracy in the world, and a very important country for U.S. interests. You talk about, terrorism, climate change, you name it. Indonesia is a very important country. And I think they're sort of, some people have argued they're sort of in their Obama moment, where they're hiring a sort of a reformer to come in and, have a lot of changes to the existing system, but he may face a lot of vested interests and some problems down the line over the next few years. So I think Secretary of State John Kerry is going to be going to Indonesia and attending the inauguration personally because I think he recognizes as well how momentous this occasion is and how important it is to have U.S.-Indonesia closer together. And some of my own work, I recently wrote an article that's going to come out in the Washington Quarterly that's looking specifically at how Indonesia is going to be in terms of its foreign policy over the next few years under this new president, Joko Widodo. And I've also done some work on, my dissertation focuses on U.S. interests in Southeast Asia and how this has evolved from the Carter administration all the way up to the so-called pivot or rebalance to Asia under the Obama administration. So.
Great. And what attracted you to the Fletcher PhD program in the first place?
Yeah, so two specific things. I mean, first, I think Fletcher has this commitment to combining a very rigorous academic study of international relations and feels like international business as well, with using that to solve policy-relevant problems. And that was sort of my interest, and my topic of interest was U.S.-Southeast Asia relations. Secondly, more specifically, I think, Southeast Asia has a big historical legacy at the Fletcher School as well. I mean, we hosted a bunch of very important Southeast Asia conferences at the Fletcher School back in the 80s. We've got a lot of distinguished alumni in Southeast Asia and also in U.S. foreign policy dealing with Southeast Asia. And so, that they've always impressed upon me, even before I came to the school here, that this would be a really great place to go based on the regional focus and then also some of the functional areas as well. So.
Great. Well, thanks for taking time out of the conference to come and chat with us today, Prashanth.
Thank you.